Hello, I'm Ryan Donato.
Hello, welcome back to another Hard Review, and I am here to talk about the latest dumpster fire, Borderlands. Now, Borderlands is a video game adaptation. Keep in mind, I am not a video game guy. I still play NBA 2K10 with Kobe on the cover. I still play Madden 25, and I might throw on Call of Duty every now and then. Really, all I knew about this franchise going into it was the one cover of the guy kind of like going like this, like the guy with the little thing over his mouth. I don't know. But this movie looked exciting because, hey, Eli Roth is a real director. He's coming to make this movie. I didn't really care much for Thanksgiving. I also really recently watched Cabin Fever. Didn't really like that either. Never seen Hostel or House with a Clock in its walls. But the cast was insane. Cate Blanchett, who I love. Kevin Hart seems like he fits this type of a beat. And then Jamie Lee Curtis is here? Why? 2 Oscar winners. Why? For this? And then from the marketing, it just kind of looked like Guardians of the Galaxy was put through a shit filter. You know what I mean? It's so confusing because the video game, from my knowledge, is rated M for mature, and then this movie, like, we're doing the audit for it, and there's kids, you know, there's a kids section in the audit, and it's like, what? It's rated PG-13, and people are bringing kids out to go see this? Why? Clearly, there's a disconnect. It's not made for the mature fans who actually play these games. They geared it a little bit more towards kids, and I think what I heard was they made it R-rated cut, and then they were like, oh, well, we want to make as much money as possible, so make it PG-13, and let's cut out a lot of the harder swearing. The humor is so immature. I know that I'm someone who, like, championed a Deadpool movie, and then with this be like, wow, what stupid humor. But there's literally like pee-pee poo-poo humor in this, and it's just dumb. This movie really isn't funny at all. Every attempt that they have to be funny comes across more as like cringy and lame or gross. Like the scene where they get pissed in the window, and that just doesn't even make sense. You're driving through this dangerous piss place, and then the little girl's like, I want to roll the window down. They're like, roll the window up, we're in the piss place. And then they hit something because they're in a chase, and then a bunch of piss flies in, and she's like, it's in my mouth, which I like the delivery of that line. That's good. But still, it's like dumb, and it's like, oh, I got pee all over me. It's not funny. I don't know. It's just like really juvenile and dumb. I was shocked by how much Cate Blanchett is the lead of this movie. My buddy said when we left the movie that he is happy in hindsight that Lydia Tarr did not win the award for Best Actress back in the 2023 Oscars for 2022 movies. She lost to Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I remember at the time I was really mad that Cate Blanchett didn't win because I love Tar, and Tar is just so much more of a vehicle for one great lead performance, whereas Everything Everywhere All at Once is trying to accomplish a lot more than just have like showcasing a great lead performance. Still a great performance, but I just felt like Tar is more catered towards the award. But yeah, she's awful in this. She is actually really bad in this. Like, she has several reaction scenes where I'm like, oh god, she's not funny at all. She apparently is like not the correct age. I heard people saying that her character in the video game is like 22, and she's definitely not 22. I think it's kind of cool that someone of this pedigree would go out and try to make something like this, but huge misfire. And I think it was like a fluke, because I heard some kind of story about her husband was like concerned about her because she was like chainsawing a bunch of shit in the backyard during COVID, and he was like, yeah, she'll do the movie, and he like convinced her to do it. But she's no stranger to shit like this. I mean, she did Thor Ragnarok, which is a big blockbustery franchise thing, and obviously back in the day she was in Lord of the Rings, but that's a much higher brow than both of those other two things that I mentioned. But yeah, super weird casting, and the wig was really bad. Didn't like it at all. And then her whole like arc in the movie I thought was subpar. I thought it was kind of lame, and then the payoff for her character at the end of the movie looked really bad, and it felt really bad. Like, it was stupid. I didn't feel anything for anyone ever, and when this movie ended, I was so happy. Jamie Lee Curtis, no idea what she was trying to do in this movie. Really bad, really lame. Kevin Hart is surprisingly toned down here, and he also doesn't really get as much screen time as I would think that someone like him in this type of a movie would get, so I was just shocked by that. The little girl, I know it's not Daphne Keane, but whoever played the little brat girl in Barbie, the real-life human girl, the daughter of America Ferrera. She's in this, and she's super duper annoying every single time she makes a joke, which is often extremely frustrating. There's some viral glaring mistakes with the filmmaking in this movie. Like, there's a shot with Bobby Lee where you could clearly see an Axe body spray can at the bar, like at the table. And then also the shot, which I actually think is a kind of a cool shot, where they're like opening this like grate, right? And then the camera's like in the bottom of the grate and it's shooting up, and then like they open it and, you know, it's really bright out, and then all the characters kind of like peer their head over into the shot. I think that's a really cool shot. It would be much better if it wasn't clear that there was another person opening the grate. Like you could see from the bottom of like where the hinge is, there's like a little hole, and you can kind of see the person lifting it up. In the context of the scene, it's clear that it's just the 6 of them there. Who is that person lifting up the grate? It's nobody. It's the crew member. It's a mistake. And lazy shit like that is just really pathetic. Jack Black is also in this movie as Claptrap, and he sucks. He's really lame and annoying. He's clearly the video game movie guy with the Jumanji films and then Super Mario Bros. I'm sorry, but his goodwill is quickly running out. He's very annoying and dumb and bad in this movie, and I hated him. The pop songs in the soundtrack really make it feel like a Suicide Squad 2016 type of beat, and it really feels like that, like a ragtag team of anti-heroes coming together to try to accomplish something good to save the world. Got all these neon colors, but it's also super dark and ugly, and it should be rated R, but it's not. Total failure, total misfire. This is such a pathetic outing. I don't think it's worse than Madam Web. I think that movie's more offensive. I think it's not as good as Argyle, because Argyle, I think it's specifically a bad rap because Matthew Vaughn is such a competent filmmaker, so the fact that he would make something so bad viewed even worse. But like, I feel like in a vacuum, if you look at this movie and you look at Argyle, all day, baby, you know what I mean? Eli Roth, director, Jail. I know this went through like 7 different writers, but I heard they initially had a script that they really liked, and then when Eli Roth came on board, he like wanted his own script, so that does not bode well for him. And I already didn't like him. Jail, director, Jail. Everyone in this movie, Jail. Every single one in this movie, Jail. Don't like it. Bad movie, Jail. Another blemish in the infamous video game movie genre. I give this one a 1 out of 5. There's some neat sets in the movie. I'm sure that fans of the game enjoy this more. It's not offensive. It's just plain old shit. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Like, comment, subscribe. Why don't you guys tell me what your favorite video game movie is? And no, you can't say shit like Wreck-It Ralph. It's not a video game movie. It's a movie about a video game. I mean a video game adaptation, for which I would probably go, I don't know, I really like the Sonic movies. I know that's kind of a lame pick. For a while there, I think I was on the Rampage train, or maybe Detective Pikachu. But yeah, what an awful, terrible genre.